Everybody, it's Invicta. It's time to run here. The Binding of Isaac Victor Repentance Plus series. Happy Monday, Mosh Pit. Man, oh man, we are flying through the like streak. We're already almost halfway done on the maximum luck run. Speaking of maximum luck, well, halfway maximum luck. Juliet 7, Whiskey 8, Tango 1, 3, Yankee. We've got Ice Cube Baby, which is pretty awful, but we also have Mega, which is not pretty awful. In fact, it's pretty good. As Wrath just drops Mr. Boom, and that's fine. We won't be using it, but he dropped it. See if we can find the boss real quick here. And this is what Mega is good at. What it's not good at, though, is all these rooms that have all these twists and turns in them. Our stats are not great. Our tiers are below the base Isaac starting damage, or base Isaac starting stat. So is our damage. Our movement speed's good, our shot speed's good, but everything else is pretty bad. And as you've already seen in this run here, this is the reason why Ice Cube Baby sucks, is because he just gets right in the way. No, we don't replace Mega here, because we're going to heavily rely upon Mega to carry us through these early parts of the game, and possibly even maybe the entire run. I'm hoping that the Void run comes to fruition. What I wanted to happen anyway on the All Void run. And we find Void here, so we can Void Mega, just to show everyone what I was talking about. It's sort of like that dream case scenario with Mega. You tried game. As a 4-room cooldown Mega is just OP as all get out. Now, I hope that we get a Sacrificial Altar so we can get rid of Ice Cube Baby, because he's just terrible. He's terrible. Oh, wow, we got another extra Soul Heart. He doesn't really provide any useful thing, except sometimes he slows enemies and he can occasionally freeze them if he hits them enough times, which is nice. That's nice, but you know what's better than that is just not getting in my way. Or me trying to dodge you, so I'm trying to dodge a shot at the same time. Yeah. It's Ice Cube Baby. Ice Cube Baby is just, it's one of those items that it causes more problems than it solves. And I think that you could say that for a lot of different items in Isaac. Okay, and sometimes he just bounces off but doesn't do anything too. So we have 9 cents here, and that could provide us with maybe a premium item if we decide to go into the shop and there's one available. We might have to bomb our donation machine. I like Hive Mind, but Hive Mind does nothing for us right here. Just trying to get him out of the way. So now if something does get frozen by Icicle Baby, he can execute them, just like Uranus can. Any of the freezing items, if they're on low enough health, they will get instantly frozen permanently, and that does count as a death. This room is an absolute freaking nightmare, dude. I don't know what is causing these two turtlings just to go ham, and I also don't know how one of them is not dead yet. This was a disaster. We need to get a Tears Rate upgrade in a big way. Damage is fine, but we need something better than that. So going to last week's question of the episode, coming in from Grey Dolphin 5306, who wrote this in a peculiar way, so I'm going to try to understand what they're saying, I hope, and apologies in advance if I misconstrue this. Grey Dolphin said, question of the day, what item is best at environmental damage, i.e. creep spikes at EXT, which I think they mean etc., blocking is, question mark. I think what Grey Dolphin is asking is what is the best to block environmental damage? What item? And again, if I've misconstrued that, I apologize, Grey Dolphin. But if that is the actual question, then the easiest item to do all of that is anything that gives you flying. That's the number one best way to block that damage, is just to never ever take it. You know, you could say like, oh, well, you could have, Orphan Socks that give you spike immunity. You could say, you could have a a poison immunity or a fire immunity with Pyromaniac, something like that. But in terms of what item clears all of that with no problem at all, it's any item that gives you flying. That is the answer right there. Now, yes, you could say something like Holy Mantle. Holy Mantle does all that as well, but the thing is about Holy Mantle is that it's not an infinite mitigation. It stops one and only one hit, and that's it. We get sad bombs here. You know what the biggest problem that I have with Cube Baby is that they start him right in front of Isaac as soon as you enter into a brand new room. That's the biggest problem that I have, because it's like an immediate obstruction of where you want to go. Yeah, you stay there and you never ever leave. Our flies is nothing. I am gonna buy this full charge here. We got a little bit of help with these double rooms, but we didn't quite make it all the way to where I wanted to be. And this is a non-XL floor, by the way. This is our second boss, or second Mega Blast here, and Gurglings again. We were able to take him out this time without taking any damage, thanks to Mega. We get an HP upgrade, and yeah, get the hell out of my run. I say that with conviction. We get Judas' freaking Shadow. Now we're talking about a situation. Do we turn into Black Judas? Or do we wait until we can do it on a Devil Deal? I mean, I kind of want to just rip it now, brother. I really do. Us being Black Judas this early on could be very nice. Let's see what's inside this crawl space first. I'm not losing Mega Blast. The only limitation with Black Judas is that obviously we cannot take any red hearts for the rest of this run, but we get the power of One day this game will figure out the rules and stick to them. So we exit from a Devil Deal, and when we re-emerge, we are outside of the Devil Deal instead of being in the room that we just entered in. Isaac logic right there. So now I guess we're going to wait until we can turn into Black Judas, but when we do, it's going to give us a huge amount of DPS upgrades. And on top of that, we can also get that damage multiplier from us being Black Judas. So again, with the only downside being the fact that we just cannot get any more red hearts. Unless we transform again, which I definitely would not want to do. Because Black Judas is one of the most, if not the most powerful character in all of Isaac. And whenever you get a chance to turn into him, unless if you just really, really, really need that insurance, you definitely should. You should do it sooner than later. It's kind of like one of those along the lines of the same lines as like Brittle Bones. You know, when do you hold on to the bone hearts to get the tears upgrades, or do you just rip it immediately? It's best, in my opinion, unless you're right before a Devil Deal, just rip it immediately. Get the benefit of the tears upgrades. Now, I'm not saying that as an example because I really wish that we had Brittle Bones right now, and I hope that the game will manifest it for me. I'm just saying. We get the compass, and possibly maybe there's options, which would be phenomenal. I need a little help on that, though. I am going to take the compass to start with, though. And the secret room should be here. No, it's not. Actually, a little surprising. We did get sad bombs. Yeah, we got some Yaves, but... And one thing we don't want to do is we don't want to die and lose Judas' Shadow before the next Devil Deal, which is hopefully going to be on this floor. So maybe us getting teleported out of the previous Devil Deal for whatever reason was a blessing in disguise, as that would enable us to take this Devil Deal now and then still have our cake and eat it too. We would turn into Black Judas regardless of that. But of course that is contingent on us actually getting the Devil Deal, which is Also contingent on us passing at 36.2%, which, if my Diablo 4 hit upgrades on my glyphs have anything to say about it, I failed 9 rolls in a row with a 55% chance to pass or a 45% chance to fail, and I failed it 9 times in a row. Now that is some monumental biblical levels of Sinvicta luck. I got caught on a rock. So now we're Black Judas. Also, I don't know why, somehow, some way, Bombino did a full heart of damage. And luck would have it, we did pass the devil deal, but now we can't take anything. Rotten Baby would have been nice, but, yep. So Black Judas. We have a base Isaac Tears stat, but we have a way, way, way higher than base stat damage upgrade. And our movement speed stays pretty much the same. We're a little bit slower, but that's okay. The Eternal Heart will not turn into a red heart container. It will turn into a soul heart. Again, there's no way, shape, or form to be able to take a red heart and give it to Black Judas. We know the secret room's not there because that wall is inaccessible. My guess is that it's going to be right here. Now that it's not at the most high percentage wall, and if that's not the case, then it's going to be off of this room here. We have a chance here to get, there's options, and that's going to be huge for us because we need to get these, other items from the bosses. But we got 1 cent. Get a coupon now, and I really wish that I would have seen that before picking up the charge key. Okay, surely there's a way to do this. Surely. If we buy the key now, that improves our odds. We leave the full charge. So we have a 25% chance for now. And we could still afford the full charge. Got the bomb. Okay, now it comes down to a 50-50. 50-50 for us to get options for free. Of course it wouldn't. Why would it? Why would it? And that's what I get for telling the game the plans. It needs to be a t-shirt. So now we're at the mercy of getting a full charge on coupon or finding 14 cents. It could be a full charge there, but we will never know. And we are 10 cents short. And I'm about to break. Now, we do have a temperance machine here, but we don't have any red hearts to take advantage of that. It is imperative that we get there's options. That's an extremely important upgrade for us because we have a double chance to get a tiers upgrade from bosses. The Guppy's collar in here. We don't get any money from another chest. That costs us 1 soul heart, so we're down a soul heart here. There is a slot machine, but is it accessible is the thing. It is. We need 1 charge. Is that mini charge accessible? I think it was blocked by spikes, was it not? No, it's right here. Okay. We did it. This is a massive pickup for us. Massive. Now, what that does is it's going to give us 2 boss items to choose from instead of 1, so it's huge. It opens up a world of possibilities. We hold on to Mega for security. Even though we're Black Judas, we're not out of the woods yet. We have the damage, obviously. We're going to be able to take down bosses pretty easily, but Mega give us that little tiny extra oomph of security for now until we get a soul heart generator. Curse of Lost, right after we get the compass. Name a better duo. Isn't it amazing how that almost always happens? Alright, the game is successfully thwarted. A lot of charges there for us, potentially anyway. By giving us rooms with no combat and a room that has nothing but spikes, so it would be almost impossible to navigate while blasting the Mega Blast beam. I'm going to wait on C-section for a second. Here's the problem with C-section, is that the tiers down it gives you, which I've already seen the discourse, a non-ironic discourse of, it's not a tiers down, it just makes you shoot slower. I've already seen that. And I'm pretty sure that they have to be aware of the old Sinvicta meme by now with Trisagion about how it's not a damage down, it just makes you deal less damage. The reason why I'm holding off on it is because while C-section would be a pretty big help for damage, it's not necessarily a DPS upgrade currently. So I really, really, really want to see some type of significant tiers upgrade here before I would consider taking C-section. And we are most likely not going to see that from Fallen. Unless he drops the Pact, which he won't. Guppy's Tail is 2 or 3 chance for Guppy. We pretty much have to take it. I just... This is a tough pickle to be in. Why am I still clearing, you might ask? It's because I'm just trying to get a full charge on Mega for the next floor. I don't remember if we've seen the shop yet or not. We have. There was nothing in there, okay. Let's save the key. I honestly don't remember where the item room is. There it is. I'm gonna pass on it. Might be controversial, but I think that in this spot here, given our stats, yes, C-section does give us a good amount of damage to deal and a good consistent amount of damage, but I do not like the lowered fire rate for all of our damage, and I think that Black Judas especially has a potential for even higher DPS. That's just sometimes you got to make a tough decision. You got to do what feels right to you. And for me, what feels right is not allowing C-section to be I don't want it to become a hindrance when I didn't have to take it. Hey, we got a soul heart out of that. That's great. Good. 2 room is in the room D20, by the way. Still looking for Guppy. That's another thing, too, is if we get Guppy, our DPS would be kind of not great. We got a Tears upgrade. Nice. Shot speed upgrades acceptable, too. But we'll see. We'll see where the Captain Hindsights are in about 30 minutes from now on this episode, whether or not the C-section pass was the correct play or not. You always have to look at the situation. You can't just look at it from afar after the fact. You gotta say, like, what was the context? What's the here and now? What would have been the alternative. We take C-section, we do massive amounts of damage, but very, very, very slowly. Rip Mega here, because there's no reason for us not to. And the game has given us even more rooms without combat. It ran out as soon as we got in the door, and we also lost us so hard. Bill, 68% deal with the devil. Of course, I'm going to take the Tears upgrade. So now it comes down to how far do we want to go in the pursuit of boss rush. And I don't think boss rush is a realistic possibility here. It definitely could happen, but we'd be killing ourselves trying to get there. Pandora's box is 4 soul hearts, and I will absolutely take that without hesitation. Now, if we can get a full charge here, which we did, if we get a full charge, we might have a chance, assuming that we find some type of teleport card on the way to Mom. That's the only way that boss rush happens at this point. Unless we get Blorb Brooms, which eat up a good 15 seconds or more. If they ever decide to show up. Okay, yeah, now boss rush is dead. Thanks to these other 2 rooms right here. Offer Ball of Tar, which is not a bad item. Gives us nice little control of enemies. We also get the slowing creep, which is really nice, but yeah, boss rush is not happening anymore. It would have been close, maybe. No? We seriously just did that, huh, game? Wow. That is remarkable. And you guys say the game doesn't know what it's doing. We spawned 2 of, in consecutive rooms, the slowest spawning needles that I've ever seen. There's crawl space here. It's little instances like that that just drive me insane sometimes in this game. It's like, man, what is the one thing that could stop us from achieving what we're trying to do here to make up a little bit of an advantage? Murphy's Law is absolutely in effect. We get Locust of Conquest, which is going to be a massive amount of damage. And we also found the full card. So we actually, between the Blorb room and the Night room, and then the wasted charges on this floor here because of the slow spawning needles, if none of those happened, or even if half of those things didn't happen, we would have had a chance to make boss rush. I am shocked that the secret room is not there. That is wild that it's not there. We don't have any bomb, or we don't have any money, so there's no reason to go to the shop. Secret room's not there. Locust of Conquest, by the way, will spawn a white locust, which slows and deals damage. It's a random amount of anywhere between 2 and 4, I think. But because our base damage is pretty high right now, they are doing even more damage to things. So we have 100% deal with the devil chance, and that means that we have somewhat of a shot to get to Guppy. Definitely fully expecting a Krampus fight. I'm not going to use all of our keys on the internal chest. And I wouldn't use Mega against Mom anyway, unless a boss rush were on the line, which it's not, obviously. Did I try to bomb here for the Super Secret Room? I must have. This is a quick this is a non-red Mom. That was a fast foot down. There we go. Let's see what we get from our Devil Deal first. Nothing. I don't trust it, man. Part of me really, 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 really wanted to go Dark Chest so we get a chance at Guppy. But given what we've seen on this run happen, I am less inclined to believe that it would end in the way that I hope. There's a chance Ram Soros spawns black hearts. I mean, this doesn't really matter, but sure. I'd much rather have the Miter or something like that. I'm basically waiting for non-needle rooms to start appearing so we can blast with Mega Blast here. And this is the reason why. Imagine if we had Mega in this room, it's guaranteed to get hit every single time. Really. So yeah, this would have been a floor. Definitely would have been a floor to not use Mega Blast on. We get Glass Eye, which is going to be a huge damage upgrade. Remember, with us being Black Judas, we have a damage multiplier baked into our passives. So any damage upgrade that we get gets magnified by quite a lot. And that's what makes Black Judas so good. Look at all these non-combat rooms. That was the plan. I'm glad that I didn't use it. That was the game's plan. We would have gotten maybe 2 charges on Mega had I ripped it. Look, here's another needle room. Damage is starting to look real chunky now. Usually there's a tinted rock in this room. Wow, we get another random damage upgrade. Dodging is pretty on point today, minus the turtling room. Of course, it's easy when you have stopwatch. He says, and then he immediately gets hit, as always. I'm not going to use Mega on Matriarch. She shouldn't be that big of a deal. Peter had a heart attack. I hate the one little chub that Matriarch spawns and then pushes everywhere while it's firing at you. We get another Tears upgrade, so we are maxed out on Tears now. And yeah, the decision to not go for C-section was a big one. Knowing what I know now, I absolutely believe firmly that that was the right decision. We have a vault. If it was the all red chest vault, I definitely would check it out. But the fact that we have, fact that we have Guppy's tail means that we're going to have a limited amount of keys. Stuck. And we've gone the wrong way. I'm getting jebaited. I'm getting rage baited by the compass. Grab the bone heart. Now, Judas can get bone hearts. You just can't fill them. But they do act as like an extra tap, so it's kind of like an extra soul heart. There you go. But we already know we're not going to get Guppy. We're not going to get another Devil Deal for the rest of this run. Ooh, we get another... At least we get a full charge on Mega. And I probably won't use it against Mom's Heart. I don't know how that champion's still alive. Yeah, see, this is why I did not go Shoal. Because I did not trust... I trust this run, but I don't trust the game. Yep. Yep, this is fun. Mm-hmm. It's great. Love it. It's great. Not only is that fun to watch, she's totally immune to all attacks during that, too. I did get a Devil Deal. And there's Guppy right there. So the Curse of the Twos did not come to fruition. But we've got to be extremely careful, though. Now, I almost have to go back and look at the vault. Because if it is the vault with 6 red chests in there, or whatever, however much it is, 7 red chests, then it could be a treasure trove of HP. Given that we have those mini charges there, I'm just going to use Mega just to clear this safely. And I might as well go clear the rest of this. So we get the Gupster. Now this is going to cost us a couple keys here, but it could be worth it. Or it could be just a regular vault that just has poop and nothing else in it. Get a couple bombs here, but nothing really worthy of those keys or the time. But with Guppy now, all systems go. We might be able to bomb our way into the boss trap room, which would be great. We can. Okay, so basically anything in here. HP is totally fine. HP, it's only 1 black heart, but it's still... I'm better. I feel better with 3.5 than with 2.5 hearts on this run. And Guppy's going to absolutely waste things now. That was definitely worth the side trek to go get that extra heart. We've got our full charge waiting in here. Bingo, bango, bongo. We're looking good. No. There's a dice room here, which is interesting. Is there any dice room that I would want? I wouldn't want a 5 room, because we're in the cathedral. The last thing I want to do is do the cathedral over again. It's the wrong way, isn't it? Oh, maybe not. Just barely missed killing that greed, and that cost us a little bit. We get the mark, which is more speed and more damage. But it's going to cost us 2 soul hearts, and I really don't want to go down to 1.5 soul hearts with this build. We get a miracle devil deal there, and normally I'd be ecstatic, but it's possible to get a little too cocky with Black Judas. The 4 room. Stars card gives us a chance to go straight to the straight to Blue Baby. That would be nice. Now we have this fortune telling machine over here, and if we're lucky, you would think that we have a decent shot at getting at least some soul hearts out of this. Over under, how many soul hearts do you think we're going to get out of here? I'm going to say over under is 2. I'm going to take the under with 59 cents. I stand by that. Second to last one. That's awful. 59 cents and we got 2 soul hearts. Ask me how I knew. I don't know if we got hit by the beam there or if we backed up into Isaac's shot. But what's nice about the hairpin is that it gives you a full charge as soon as you go into a boss room. So we'll always have a full charge for Blue Baby, regardless of what the charges are for the rest of the floor. And we have a long way to go here. Speaking of brittle bones, there it is. Good luck, Foot. All right, let's see what you can do, Stars card. And didn't really take us too far. I am going to cash in Brittle Bones pretty much immediately here, as having an overcapped tears rate with, as Guppy with Black Judas is that's hard to pass up. So every bone heart that we destroy or that gets destroyed will give us a permanent tears cap breaking fire rate upgrade. You can also use them offensively because they do a nice little multi-directional explosion, which does hit for quite a lot if you hit them point blank. By God. By God! So that's definitely what I'm going to do here. Kind of hoping for Aquarius, actually, but we were lied to because of the Mimic chest. So thank you for watching, everybody. Very solid run here at the end, but I was right to be skeptical of C-section, and I stand by that one. And, you know, if you end up taking C-section, let me know, because that would be an interesting what if. What if on this run, had we taken C-section, what, you know, how bad would it, or how good or how bad would it have been. So thank you for watching, everyone. Remember, we are already 3 into the new like streak goal, only 4 to go, and we'll be doing the max luck run. And then beyond that, the next like streak goal we'll be doing will be what happens if we don't void everything from Wednesday's run, as that is a very, very hotly requested like streak. So we get through this one, we get to the max luck run. It's coming up next. So thank you for watching, everyone. No meme of the day because we have nothing new that's been posted since the time of this recording. So those of you meme makers out there in the mosh pit, that was a tongue twister right there. Make sure you go check out the subreddit. Start posting those memes. We are in dire need of a fresh batch of memes on the Discord as well. Thank you, everyone, for liking, commenting, subscribing, and hyping. And as always, I'll see you all next time. Until then, so long, everybody. Thanks for watching this video. Like, thanks to pages of mine like Trent Lunsford, Organic Mechanic 270, and Wyatt Sipes. If you'd like to have your name read at the end of an Isaac episode, check out my Patreon campaign, which you can find at patreon.com/Invicta.